Hello everyone. Welcome back to SHR Trinity. In part 2 of our Advanced AI Engineering series, we explore one of the most commonly debated architectural decisions in enterprise AI: when should you use prompt engineering, and when should you invest in fine-tuning a model? Let's dive deep. Before we begin, SHR Trinity offers a comprehensive 30-hour practical training program in generative AI. For complete course details, check the description below. Now let's begin our session on prompting versus fine-tuning. We will now go through 10 advanced questions comparing prompt engineering with fine-tuning, a critical topic for senior AI engineering interviews. Question 1. What is the fundamental difference between prompt engineering and fine-tuning an LLM?
This is the foundational question for this entire topic. Prompt engineering means you keep the base model completely frozen and unchanged. You control the model's behavior entirely through the text you send it at inference time. The model's weights never change. Fine-tuning, on the other hand, means you take the pre-trained base model and continue its training process on a new, smaller, domain-specific dataset. You are literally adjusting millions of the model's internal weight values. So the key distinction is, prompting is runtime behavioral control. Fine-tuning is modifying the model's permanent memory.
Question 2. When should you choose prompt engineering over fine-tuning in a production system?
Prompt engineering should always be your first choice for 4 main reasons. First, speed. You can go from idea to production in hours, not weeks. Second, cost. You avoid expensive GPU training runs and ongoing model hosting. Third, flexibility. You can update the behavior instantly by editing the prompt text, without any retraining. Fourth, access. Most teams access frontier models like GPT-4 only through APIs, and you cannot fine-tune those models yourself. You should choose prompting when the task can be solved by a well-crafted prompt, when your requirements change frequently, or when you have limited data and compute resources.
Question 3. What are the main limitations of prompt engineering that make fine-tuning necessary?
Prompting has 3 hard limitations. First is context window bloat. If your use case requires massive system prompts with hundreds of examples to get consistent output, you are burning tokens on every single API call, making costs scale linearly with usage. Second is consistency drift. With complex prompts, edge case inputs can cause the model to ignore or misinterpret your instructions. Fine-tuning bakes the behavior into the weights, making it far more robust. Third is proprietary knowledge. If your application needs to reason over highly specialized, confidential knowledge that was not in the base model's training data, prompting simply cannot inject that knowledge efficiently. Fine-tuning on that corpus is the only solution.
Question 4. What is parameter-efficient fine-tuning, PEFT, and why is it important?
Full fine-tuning updates every single parameter in a large model, sometimes billions of weights, which requires enormous GPU VRAM and a massive dataset. PEFT is a family of techniques that fine-tune only a tiny fraction of the model's parameters while keeping the rest frozen, achieving nearly the same result at a fraction of the cost. The most popular PEFT technique is LoRA, or low-rank adaptation. LoRA inserts small, trainable matrices into the model's attention layers. These adapters have millions of parameters instead of billions. You only train these small adapters, the original model is untouched. This reduces training VRAM by 90% and makes fine-tuning accessible on consumer GPUs.
Question 5. How much labeled data do you typically need for effective fine-tuning?
This is a very nuanced question. The answer depends entirely on what you are fine-tuning for. For style or tone transfer, making a model consistently respond in a formal Indian corporate voice. For example, you can achieve very good results with just 500 to 1000 high-quality examples. For teaching the model genuinely new domain knowledge that was not in the pre-training data, you typically need tens of thousands of examples. The quality of your training data is far more important than quantity. 200 perfectly curated, diverse examples will outperform 2000 noisy, repetitive examples every single time. This is the most common mistake teams make when starting fine-tuning projects.
Question 6. What is instruction fine-tuning and how does it differ from standard fine-tuning?
A Bayes LLM is trained to predict the next token, but it is not necessarily trained to follow human instructions well. Instruction fine-tuning is a specific type of fine-tuning that trains the model on thousands of question and answer pairs, formatted as explicit instructions with expected outputs. This transforms the model from a text predictor into an instruction follower. It is what separates raw models like the Bayes GPT-3 from chat-capable models like ChatGPT. All the major chat models you use today, GPT-4, Claude, Gemini, are all Bayes models that have gone through instruction fine-tuning, followed by RLHF, reinforcement learning from human feedback, to align them with human preferences.
Question 7. What is catastrophic forgetting in the context of fine-tuning?
Catastrophic forgetting is one of the most dangerous risks in fine-tuning. When you fine-tune a pre-trained model on a new, narrow dataset, the model's weights shift to optimize for the new task. But in doing so, the model can forget the broad general knowledge and capabilities it learned during pre-training. For example, if you fine-tune GPT on only medical text, it might become excellent at medical reasoning but start failing on basic arithmetic or general coding questions it could answer before. To mitigate this, you should use PEF techniques like LoRA, which barely touch the original weights, keep your fine-tuning dataset diverse, and regularly evaluate the model on a broad benchmark set.
Question 8. How do you evaluate whether fine-tuning actually improved model performance?
Evaluation is the most critical and often most neglected part of fine-tuning. You need to set up 3 evaluation layers before you even start training. First, hold out a separate test set of 200 to 500 examples that the model never sees during training, and evaluate performance on this before and after fine-tuning. Second, use task-specific metrics. For classification, use accuracy and F1. For generation tasks, use human evaluation or an LLM judge. Third, run a regression test suite of the general capabilities to detect catastrophic forgetting. If the fine-tuned model scores better on the task test set but worse on the general benchmark, you have introduced catastrophic forgetting and should reduce the fine-tuning intensity.
Question 9. What is RLHF, reinforcement learning from human feedback, and its role in model alignment?
RLHF is the technique that transformed Bayes language models into helpful, harmless AI assistants. The process has 3 stages. First, you collect human preference data by showing labelers to different model responses and asking which is better. Second, you train a reward model on this preference data. The reward model learns to predict which responses humans prefer. Third, you use reinforcement learning, specifically PPO, proximal policy optimization, to fine-tune the main LLM, rewarding it when its outputs score highly on the reward model. Through thousands of iterations, the model learns to consistently produce outputs that humans prefer, helpful, safe, and coherent. This is how ChatGPT, Claude, and Gemini achieve their conversational quality.
Question 10. How would you decide between prompt engineering, RAG, and fine-tuning for a new enterprise use case?
This is the ultimate architectural decision question. Here is the decision framework I use. Start with prompt engineering. Can the base model do the task with a well-crafted prompt? If yes, ship it. Is the task failing because the model lacks your company's internal documents and knowledge? Add RAG. Is the task still failing because the model needs a specific behavioral style, tone, or format that is hard to consistently achieve with prompts? Add fine-tuning for style. Is the task failing because the model fundamentally lacks deep domain knowledge that cannot be encoded in a prompt? Fine-tune on that domain corpus. The order is prompting first, then RAG, then fine-tuning. They are not mutually exclusive. Many enterprise systems use all three together.
Excellent. You have completed part 2 of our advanced AI engineering series on prompting versus fine-tuning. In the next video, we will cover guardrails and strict formatting, a critical topic for building safe production AI systems. Like, share, and subscribe to SHR Trinity. Thank you for watching.